channel, TP Travels. This is a video about the waste removal
company. They're gonna take all the waste away, and when we pee and poo, it'll just get taken away.
This is a video about the waste tank installation.
This is a labour of love, I tell you, but all round though, very effective. It fits very well, and I'm really happy with my case that I make for it, because basically it's a plastic thing. We needed to put some heater pads on it. I then wanted to insulate it, but the insulation, obviously it's underneath the van, it's going to get ripped to shreds, and then I made a metal case to go around it and fit up to it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I would say that is worth watching. If you're doing this and you're going to sub-zero temperatures like what we do, then this would be a really good video for you to watch. So
well, check it out.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to install the underslung wastewater tank to the van. The right one has now arrived. I did have two others before, which I was going to fit sort of independently and sort of bridge them across the handbrake. It's not a cable, it's like a rod. But in the end up, it was just all a bit of a faff, and dimensionally wise they sat too low. So in the end up I bit the bullet. I went to CAK Tanks and got the 66 litre underslung wastewater tank. Comes with these little brackets. What I'm going to need to do to them is give them some paint. So I'm going to put some galvanising paint on them, which I've got this cold galv spray from Screwfix. I've tested it out on a couple of my very rusty tools. When I coated this up about, Christ, when was it? Just about a month ago. And the rust isn't bleeding through. I haven't particularly used it, I must admit, but it seems to do the trick. So I'm just going to use that for these. So what you can see me doing here is I'm heating up the tank to basically make an impression with the butt end of the chisel. And the reason for that is that where the waste tank is going up to the van, it's hitting the bolts that we put in for the extra seats in the back. Now what I'm doing here is I'm drilling out the hole for the sender, which then just drops in and screws on to the tank. The tank fits up on some hook bolts or J bolts. And so what I've had to do is just drill out a small hole into the chassis, I think about 8mm, and so that I can get the hooks in the right place to then pull the actual metalwork for the tank support up to the van.
This is not my happy place. I was going to bench assemble loads of stuff to this, including the heater pads, the insulation, all the other stuff. I had a brainwave. Is this brake line going to get in the way if I put all this stuff on it? And the answer is yes. So for now, I'm just going to get it rigged up, connected, and then what I'm going to have to do is retrospectively add on my insulation around it and put the heater paddy things on there. Not much more to report on this other than the fact that I've galvanised these in advance. Any holes that I've drilled, I've used my cold galvanising spray, and then just finally the original nuts are there, and I've gone over the top with a stainless steel nylock, so to act as a locking nut to clamp up to that. And that's basically it. So I'm just going to finish off nipping that up and get out from under here, because it's not fun. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to work out where I'm going to get my waste out for the kitchen into here. So this is the inlet for my waste tank. Under here, I'm not sure if it's particularly visible, but this ultimately is where I need to bring the pipe down as far up this end as possible to then feed into there. It's going to have to come down there, which inside the van means it's going to be like right on the toe edge of the kitchen as you're stood in it. This line here, which you can see there, is essentially where
the hole needs to be drilled through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath the van, and as close to this edge as possible, I'm going to drill a pilot hole up, and fingers crossed if it works out, great. I'll just go then back through it with a hole saw. This is the pipe, got it from Jackson Leisure. So that just jubilee clips onto the spigot that you saw on the waste tank. I'm going to sort of position it kind of into the middle of the hole without it touching the edges, and then what I'll do is I'm going to pump a load of silicone around it all the way through. So essentially I've got a massive silicone bung which is going to A, weather it, and B, obviously hopefully keep us insulated. Alright, so there it is, hole done. Nice and straightforward, a load of galvanising spray on there. This is the stuff I've been using, it's the old no nonsense zinc galv spray. It's pretty damn good. So, if you see over there, this is our little dump setup, for want of a better word, waste setup. So all we do at the campsite, drive over the drain and then press the button and it lets it out. Simple as that. Okay, I have been under the van and what I've been doing is just tidying up those cables into a sensible little kind of weathered protector type thing. Also cleaned the underside of the tank in preparation for putting on my heaters. I've not thought too carefully about the operation of these heaters other than just the switch on and off from inside the cab or house bit. But hey, so this is what I've got. I've got them from RS online, Radio Spares, if anyone remembers the old school catalogues you used to get. These are 60 watts a piece. I haven't tried it, but they're going to get warm. I'm going to position one of them really, really close to the valve so that when the tank heaters go on, having one of the heaters right next to the valve means that the water in there, right, let's just say it's ice, the ice will melt, the water will warm up, therefore the water in the valve will warm up. Like I say, roll with the punches, making it up as I go.
Sometimes I feel we're running. If we're tired, let's try walking. Like to see if we're heading somewhere. If we're tired, let's try nowhere. And it's time to knock off for me. My car to ride.
Okay, back under the van. So I've just rigged this up temporarily, the heater pad. It's getting pretty hot. Let's just use the old gun and find out how hot. 39.3, so 40 degrees. I think that's plenty enough. I don't think I need two on there. So I'm going to leave that on a little bit longer and just see if the temperature changes at all, maybe over about 15 minutes or something. So one of the other things I think I've decided now as well is I'm going to get a thermostat or a thermostat to control it. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm cutting myself a bit of insulation that's going to go around the tank. Yeah, essentially it's going to just get stuck to the underside, and then I'm going to wrap it up around the sides and the front and the back. On top of that, I'm likely going to need to put some protection, only because I just imagine it's just going to get shredded or whatever when I'm driving along with stones and things like that. That protection might come in the form of some flat aluminium, which I have in there. It's 1mm thick flat aluminium. I might well just do exactly the same as what I'm doing here and just cut one piece out and then fold the corners up to meet, and then just essentially strap that to the other side of the van. I don't know, it depends on how keen I get. I'm not going to do any welding on it because I'm not very good at welding, very, very thin metal. But I might just use a bit of corner fillet, which I have up here somewhere. That stuff there. just up the corners, just pop a couple of rivets in there, maybe, don't know yet. Like I say, I'm just rolling with the punches with this, but first of all I'm just going to get the insulation cut. This is the sticky back stuff that I've used basically everywhere. Just go with this then. Alright, that's ready to go. So now we need to check on our tank heater and see how warm it's gotten. Oh, 53. Obviously different spots are going to have different heat. 62.5. So that means we're only going to need one, because if that's hitting 65 degrees, I don't see the need to have two. Yeah, okay, if the tank's frozen, that's not great, but if I have two, I'm using essentially twice the power. I'm going to give it some thought. The tape you can see me using here is all-weather tape. This is a specialist thing. I did get it from Screwfix, so it's easily available. Okay, so I've had this under the van. Looks like a good fit onto the tank. Now what I've done is I've just drawn around it, and I'm going to cut this out, give myself a little bit of extra on top, and with any luck I will try and fold this piece into one continuous piece, and fingers crossed offer it up and in.
Sometimes I feel we're running. If we're tired, let's try walking. Like to see if we're heading somewhere. If we're tired, let's try nowhere. And it's time to knock off for me. My cards are right, and I will fight. Save ourselves, try and hold it to the wind. Paint your shout and remind me when I sin. And you're the one who can contain the awful sounds that are in my head. If they never come
Here we have it. So this is essentially just a sheet of aluminium. I've kept the plastic on the inside, I don't really care about it. And I've just folded the piece all the way around, and I'm probably just going to put something on the corners just to hold it in place. I'm not going to bother welding it. Like I said before, I'm not that confident of welding stuff this thin. I just end up blowing holes in it. So yeah. This morning I've started doing the temperature sensor for the tank, and then it started raining and I was under there, so now it's like, just loads of rain, don't like the rain. Yeah, anyway, because I've started now I'm going to have to finish, so I'll just have to put up with getting wet. But I wanted to just show you guys something that I just recently purchased on, I think it was Amazon, which are these things. Essentially they're heat shrink connectors, but apparently they're waterproof. Okay, it's good. Let's literally give it a burn.
Sometimes I feel we're running. If we're tired, let's try walking. Like to see if we're heading somewhere. If we're tired, let's try nowhere. And it's time to knock off.
I don't know, yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, on the sheathed end, you can see, might just be able to identify that around the sheathy bit, you can almost see a little shiny piece just on the edge there. It looks like where there's like a bit of glue is kind of just come out of the actual little crimp. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks pretty decent. Right, so just to give you an idea of what this is all about. Very simple. Drill a hole, get a pop rivet, feed it into the gun, and then just literally put the pop rivet through the hole, squeeze the trigger. It's really quite simple. And this is the result. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to do the rest now, the other 3 corners.
Save ourselves, try and hold on to the wind. Paint your shell and remind me when I've sinned. And you're the one who can take.
So onto the threads that are coming down from the J-bolts, there is some thread left, which is what I'm using along with some strapping to get the aluminium casing secured up to the underside of the tank.
Okay, sorry about the light situation, but I thought I'd get under here and just show you guys in daylight what's been happening. So my aluminium box is nicely tight up to the tank. As you can see, the top of the tank's still clear. I'm not sure it's that important particularly. The liquid is obviously going to fall to the bottom of the tank, and that's where the heater pad is. So what I'm doing now is I'm just popping in a little thermometer, which I'm going to stuff down the back of here, and that's going to reside about there inside the tank. And then basically that's going to give us the temperature reading to indicate whether or not the heater needs to come on. So that's what I'm on now.
To operate my front light bar and the dump valve, I'm putting in 2 of these little switches just by the handbrake in the front of the cab. So, you know, if I'm driving over one of the outlets for the waste, you know, for the grey water waste, then I don't have to get out of the cab. So it seems to make a lot of sense to me, so that's what I'm doing. Alright, there we have it. 2 switches, nice and at my hand level. So one's going to be for the lights and the other one's going to be for the dump valve. Cool.
Thank you very much for Thank you very much for watching this video. The waste disposal
Company, they're back. They're back since the intro. The waste disposal company have come along, taken all the stuff away again.
Hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, check out the next one. It's upcoming.
Yep.
There's some videos upcoming again.
Yeah, lots and lots of van build videos. We're going to get through them really, really quickly. I know we keep saying we're going to do them really, really quickly, but I mean it this time. We're going to get them all out there. We've got them all shot. We just need to edit them and get them out. But
We want to change our look, you see. You know, we want to go incognito.
well, I mean, you know, for continuity, I can't chop this off until such time as all the van build videos are done. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Likey, subscribey, you know what to do. More videos coming.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye.